That was a partly political broadcast on behalf of the Tory party.
The Times have offered a prize for the most boringly told story of the year. The three finalists were David Kossoff, Valentine Dial, and Charlie Atter. The first prize is a weekend in Neasden, with a free banjo lesson by Bert Whedon. The second prize is the Clifton Suspension Bridge, or a piece of knotted Protestant string. I told you to stay in the car. And the third prize is a conducted tour of Harry Seacombe's body with an inside leg measurement pull-out in full colour. And now the winner, Valentine Dial, Mr. Boring Story of 1970. Take it away, Val. Isn't that a bloke drowning?
Yes! Oh, my goodness. But don't just stand there. Do something.
Right.
The epilogue tonight is read by the Reverend Jones, Vicar to the Metropolitan Police.
Evening, all. And it came to pass, on the third Sunday after Pentecost, at the junction of the Bethlehem-Hebron Road, a pedestrian was proceeding in a northerly direction, lawfully, when he was set upon by 7 felons who felled him, stripped him, robbed him, and made off in a light blue Ford convertible chariot. And lo, they disappeareth like snow upon the desert sand. And then the crowd that passeth by ignore him, saying, he hath taken of strong wine, and is drunk and disorderly. And therefore they speak it not, nor dial it 999. But then a man, later identified as a Samaritan, 5'8", clean-shaven, scar inside leg, sallow complexion, did stop and bind up this man's wounds, saying, be of good faith and trust in the Lord Chief Justice. Will anyone who witnessed the accident please phone Scotland Yard, Whitehall 1212. Amen, all.
What's up with thee?
I'm stuck.
Thou's not sat on tar trouble again, has thee?
No, I'm stuck with crossword.
Oh.
It says here, sea creature, 5 letters and 3 letters.
Sea creature, 5 letters and 3 letters. Sea creature. Oh, that'll be ship's cat, that will be.
Ship's cat, oh, like as not an happen you read.
Sither, dost thou believe in reincarnation?
Well, it's all right on fruit salad, but nay, I mean returning to life after you've been on to the side. Coming back from holiday in Morecambe, you mean? Nay, there's a lad in our street wants to come back as a giraffe. Oh, well, why is he a peeping Tom? Now, he reckons if you come back as a giraffe, you can watch Test match without paying to get in. They let giraffes in free, do they? I reckon that if there's out in this reincarnation lark, I'd like to come back as a respected pillar in society. What, you mean like Nelson's column or something? No, I mean like a High Court judge in Thole Bailey. Oh, if I come back, I'd like to be a piano player in a naughty London bordello. Oh, well, I'll see the in there then. Sither, you reckon it's still raining out yonder? How am I supposed to know that? Well, they can stick the arm out the flap of the tent, can't they? Oh. Chucking it down. You know, if that keeps up like it's keeping up, we shan't get that tar making down this side of Wales week. Aye, happen there's nothing like us, maybe these reach. Tell us have a snap now, then what's this here? Aye, happen there's nothing like us, maybe these reach again. Right, so. Hey, what you got in thine then, eh? What you got? Well, I think today in mine I've got boiled tongue in mine. Boiled tongue? Bah, yet thy missus does thee reet proud. Boiled tongue of a Wednesday, that must be rolling. Nay, boiled tongue, it's a message, you see. A message? Yes, when you get boiled tongue in my sandwich, it means the wife wants to give me a stiff talking to when I get home. Oh. And when it's egg in my sandwich, it means she wants me to clean out the hen hutch. And if it's letters, it means she wants me to post some letters when I get home. What's thee got in line then? Well, I'm none sure, but I'm certainly none going home the night.
What can you say about Christmas that hasn't been said 1,000 times before? The season of goodwill, God rest ye merry gentlemen. There are those who claim it's only for the kids as they knock back their 5th large gin. Then, of course, there are the ever-present Scrooges who say the whole thing's just a bore. Well, I don't know about you, but personally, I love it.
Oh, the Tonks, how are you? Nice to see.
Thank you. Is your Christmas well underway?
Oh, yes, very well, except for one thing.
What's that?
Well, I went to see Peter Pan last night. I'll never go again. I got chucked out.
What on earth for?
Well, you know the bit where Peter stands with Tinkerbell on the stage and shouts out, "Do you believe in fairies?"
Yes.
Well, I shouted back, "Believe in them. I know one who works in Sainsbury's."
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah?
I expect you're looking forward to Christmas, are you?
That's right, yeah.
Have you got all your presents yet?
No, not yet. I'm going to get a nice gold watch for my dad, a diamond ring for my mum, and a lovely silver bracelet for my sister.
I see, you are splashing out. I suppose you're on your way to the jeweller's at this very moment.
How can I, Bert? They're still open. See ya.
Excuse me, madam.
Miss.
Oh, miss. I expect like everyone else you're finding Christmas very expensive.
Oh, not too bad. I'm saving up for it, you see. I put a few pence a week away in the Grocer's Christmas Club.
Oh, so you've been giving him a little bit regularly?
Very wicked and naughty man to say things like that.
Well, no. In other words, you're in the club.
No, I'm not. I don't mind if you don't. After all, it is Christmas, isn't it? Are you married?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's not something I
nice
wish to talk about. Excuse me, Vicar.
Yes, my son.
Tell me, sir, as a man of the cloth, Christmas is obviously a very busy time for you.
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. I shall be addressing prayers for peace, goodwill on earth, etc., etc., etc. But, of course, not until Boxing Day.
Why's that?
Well, it hardly seems fair on Christmas Day. I don't like to bother him on his birthday.
Excuse me, Jack, could I have a word?
Steam away, Chief.
Home for Christmas, are you?
Yes, right.
I expect you're loaded down with presents.
Yeah, I always try and get a present associated with the port we happen to be calling at.
How do you mean?
Well, I'll give you for instance. Get some ham in Hamburg, port in Port Said, a Cape in Cape Town.
I see, how very intriguing.
Yeah. I've got a couple of good novelties at our last port call.
Where was that?
Brest.
Excuse me, miss.
Oh, hello.
Here's a charming young lady.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me, miss, what do you like best about the festive season?
Well, I think it's Christmas dinner, really.
Oh, you like good food?
Yes, well, you see, my boyfriend's a butcher and poulterer.
So he knows where to put his hands on a big, plump bird. With luck, he'll give you a nice goose for Christmas.
You are awful. But I like you.
What's all this?
Shut up.
Huh?
Go away.
The bike? These things?
Yeah.
The rhyme boat? Keep myself fit. To fight Lena Zabaroni?
Shut up.
Just because she's taller than you?
Leave me alone.
It's a good bike, that.
You think so?
If you go and past the corner shop, get me a box of matches, will you?
I'm a sitting target here, aren't I, for you now?
Hey.
You can't leave me alone.
Could be dangerous, that bike, you know, very dangerous.
What do you mean, dangerous?
You got the hairs caught in the gear change, you could lose a leg. And it would be me that would have to take you to the Dolls Hospital.
You're done.
Huh?
You finished?
Oh, yes, thank you.
So have I.
I enjoyed that bit. Where are you going now?
Rowing.
Rowing?
Rowing? Rowing.
Don't go past a rockery, will you?
Why?
Iceland's extended her fishing limits again.
Can't you find something to do? Go and play at the
No,
track,
I'm enjoying
lads.
myself. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach and Popeye the Sailor Man.
Get lost, will you?
Tell you what,
What?
good exercise that.
I should say.
It'll get rid of your gut.
Gut!
Huh?
Gut!
Well, speak up, I can't quite hear. What?
I haven't got a gut!
Gosh, you have. You're holding it in now.
not.
You flaming are.
I'm not.
You are, Sunbeam.
That's all muscle, that is.
Get off. Let it go like you do upstairs.
Let it go.
Put your hands over the sink. Go on, let it go like you do upstairs. Go on, let it go. Look. Just look at that.
What's the matter with that?
You could put a plump pot on that. 4 pints, please.
I could be doing a lot worse.
You could if you could reach.
No. Not like some people I know.
What?
I don't get out of breath playing Ludo.
It's a fast game, Ludo, if you play it right.
What are you doing? What am I doing?
Yes.
Push-ups.
We all say that. I wouldn't do that too much if I were you.
Why not?
Good Lord.
It's all right. Look, just get out of the way, will you?
What are they, the rings?
Yeah, swings.
What are you doing? God, now don't hold it out. The adrenaline will stop in a minute.
Get away. Just made that way, that's all.
Big these, aren't they?
Of course, you couldn't pull one of them.
But you could.
Go on, then. Go on, give it a good pull. Go on, a bit more. Go on, pull it properly.
God, you missed.
Go on, give it a real one. That's it, that's it. Oh, that's good, that.
You did that on purpose. 4 pints. What's that?
Medicine ball.
Well, don't take it now. I'll get a glass of water. It'll be easy to swallow. Hey, I know you were going to do that. Hey.
What?
You know, out in the East, in the Orient,
Yeah?
people don't exercise. They don't do exercises with things like this, you know.
Look, I don't care what they do in France. I'm going to lift this now. That'll amaze you.
What's it weigh?
240 pounds.
Is it really? That's 11 Ronnie Corbett's. Or one Mrs. Mills. Depends which way you look at it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at it and thinking about it.
I'm doing that a lot lately.
I've had a very good year. No, I haven't been well. Yes, I went to the doctor. He said, would you like international health or would you like to live? Cheek, yes. He said, you should worry. He said, I've had a fella in here just now. He said, he only had 3 minutes to live. I said, well, what'd you do? He said, I boiled him an egg. We've had a marvellous Christmas. Last night, little Ern played Father Christmas. Very sad. He was crawling down the chimney when he slipped and broke his leg. And his little niece was furious. He wasn't supposed to be in her doll's house.
Well, now then, here's a very famous chair. You'll recognise this, don't you? Oh, what a wave of indifference. Yes, my skin's leaking. This chair, as you know, is always used on the Generation Game, and over 40 people have sat in this. What a crush. I told you, didn't I? Doesn't he stare? But, oh, everything's clinging to me. But I don't like all this Christmas, you know. Sometimes it gets on my nerves. I mean, why do they always have Christmas in December when the shops are crowded? And then all the pubs are crowded. You can't get served in these. I went to a pub the other day. I told you this, didn't I? He's a liar. I never mentioned it. And my ends want doing. So I went to this pub and I went up to the barman and I said, I'd like a drop of port. He said, oh, Larry, it's Christmas. Have a man's drink. I said, well, I'll have a pint of port.
Evening. You know, talking of Christmas reminds me of when I was a kid and I was at school. And one day the teacher said to us, can anybody tell me where Father Christmas comes from? And one little kid put his hand up and he said, I think Father Christmas comes from Greenland. And the teacher said, well, why do you think he comes from Greenland? And the kid said, well, that's where all the reindeers come from. And the teacher said, very good. Second little kid put his hand up and he said, teacher, I think Father Christmas comes from Japan. And the teacher said, why? And the little kid said, well, every time I open my presents on Christmas morning, they all have written on them, made in Japan. And the third little boy put his hand up and he said, teacher, I think Father Christmas is Irish. And the teacher said, why do you think he's Irish? He said, well, in our house, we have 4 windows and 6 doors, and he still comes down the chimney. May your God go with you.
Walk, Joe. Walk straight and look. We're right in here. That's what my mother told me when I was about knee-high. What do you mean it's nothing like him? I can't do Val Doonigan. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm glad to be sitting down. Is this chair rocking? I thought it was an ordinary chair. I've got to sit here. I couldn't get a seat in the audience. I said to the producer, I want to see the show. He said, you can't come in with a full up like that. I said, if Prince Philip came in, you'd find him a seat, wouldn't you? He said, yes. I said, well, he's not coming. I'll have it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lovely to be back. Do you know, have you caught the brooch behind? In lights, would you believe? They had to do that to get me back. But, you know, actually, I've just They've just bought a very nice holiday for me. It's true, this. I was in Switzerland, you know, for the air, because I need it, you know, being a funny age. And one day I was out on the balcony having a quick yodel, and I had this mystery phone call. And the voice said, "How would you like to do something different?" Well, you know me. I'll try anything once, twice if I like it. So I said, what do you have in mind? I said, come back to London, drop everything. Come back, we've got a nice surprise for you. Well, I came back and here I am. And of course, things are just the same here as the other place. It's just the same, yes. You still have to go on your hands and knees in the canteen for a cheese roll, a cup of complan, and you know, my dressing room, it's 2 miles from here, and you know, I'm like with my legs and the ankles, and I'm at my, well, dressing room, I'm in a tent. I'm in a tent with 2 Red Indians and a mountain. And the less said about him, the better. I mean, in it. I went in the other day, feathers everywhere. Feathers. I thought there'd been a cockfight. No such luck. And I tell you this, I was in there trying to stop my Dixie from leaking, and there came this tap on my flap. Well, I opened it, and there was the producer, Nicotine Bill. Well, I opened it. He said, look, he said, we've got something very spectacular for you. I said, what's that? He said, we want you to come down a big waterfall in a canoe singing Rosemary. I said, you can kiss my anorak. I said, listen, I said, you're always dreaming up something different for me to do. But I said, never a mention of money. I said, now look here, Bill, I said, a kiss and a promise won't do. I want something firm. I said, something like... the common audience. I said, you know, like money, I said. My hair wants washing. I said, I want a bit of glamour, I said. Glitter and glamour, like Hollywood in its heyday. I said, not 2 Indians, 2 tatty Indians with half the feathers missing. He said, well, I'll think about it. He said, I'll see what I can do for you.
I told you, darling, he's always 22 minutes late.
Yes, well, in that case, he should be arriving now.
Morning, Jim. Morning, Tony. How are our young marrieds today?
Oh, fine, really fine.
Good, good.
Mr. Perry!
What on earth are you doing?
Sorry, Tony.
No. What are you doing, hitting Reggie like that?
Well, he kissed me, Tony.
Yes, I kissed her, Tony.
Yes, well, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
Yeah, well, I expect you to do things like that, Reggie. I mean, you wouldn't be you if you didn't do things like that.
Yes, but I...
Anyway, look, I must rush. It's Panic City today. Rushed off our Feetsville. I just popped in to congratulate you on your TV appearances.
You don't think they were good, do you?
Good is not the word, Reggie. There is a word, and it's a word I don't throw about lightly, but on this occasion I've got to use it. Great.
God, the next thing we know, David Harris-Jones will be walking through that door saying, oh, Reggie, you were super. Oh, yeah. God, but how could you think I was good? I contradicted last night everything I said the previous night.
Exactly. And that bit about the bankruptcy. Great. Can't wait for tonight.
Now, if we play this sample hand through step by step, we should get some idea of how the bidding goes. Now, for purposes of identification, I'm north and my partner is south, you're east and your partner is west.
Well, I won't be any good at this. I've got no sense of direction.
It's just for easy reference. Now, I looked at my hand, and according to the book, I say 1 diamond because I think I can make 7 tricks with diamonds as trumps. All right?
All right. What do I say?
You say 1 heart.
1 heart.
Good. Very good. Now, my partner says...
Why?
Why what?
Well, why do I say 1 heart?
Well, for the same reason I said 1 diamond, because you think you can make 7 tricks with hearts as trumps.
Now, my partner...
I thought you could only make 13 tricks.
That's right, June, 13. Now, my partner...
Well, if you're making 7 in diamonds and I'm making 7 in hearts, that makes 14.
Yes, but, you see...
and there are only 13 tricks?
Yes, there are only 13, that's right. But,
so it can't be done?
Well, no, of course it can't. Of course it can't. Now,
well, then why bid it?
But June, we're bidding against each other.
Oh, we'll never get anywhere like that. Look, why don't I settle for the 6 and you can have the 7?
No, June, that's the game, you see. We are against each other. Both of us, you see, him and me against you and her, or him. I mean that, you see, that's your partner, West, and that's my partner, North.
I thought you were North.
No, I was North. I'm South now. Now, I'm South, and South says 1 spade.
Because he thinks he can make 7 tricks with spades as trumps?
That's it, exactly. You're picking this up beautifully.
And that'll make 21 tricks.
No, look. I mean...
Look, maybe we're supposed to play it with 2 packs of cards.
No. Look, let me get on a bit. Things are bound to become clearer later on. Now, I'm West, you see, and I'm your partner, and I say...
No, I thought you were playing against me.
I am. But only when I'm North and South, and now I'm West. Now.
You cover a lot of ground in this game, don't you?
I'm only changing my position to make things less confusing. It's wasted effort, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is rather, but now you're there, go on.
All right, well, West says 2 clubs, and North says...
Why?
Well, because he does. I mean, you know, because it says in the book he does.
But why?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a flipping mind reader, am I?
What does the book say?
Well, it says, West wishes to show a club holding, and so bids 2 clubs. There we are.
I don't understand.
I mean, you don't have to understand. I'm the one that's learning. As long as I understand, that's all that matters.
And do you?
Yes, of course. I mean, he's got a club holding, hasn't he?
But what is that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm North now. I mean, ask your partner. I mean, he's the one who's got it. Now, North replies to South, 2 spades. You reply to West, no bid.
No bid.
Well done. South replies to North, 2 no trump. West replies to East, no bid. North replies to South, 3 no trump. You reply to West, no bid.
No bid.
Well done, keep it up. He says no bid. He says no bid. I say no bid. So, we are playing 3 no trump with South as declarer, and I'm the dummy.
Step this way, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm sure once you've had a good look round this flat, you'll jump at the chance to rent it.
It's just came off in my hand.
Oh, now that is strange.
Is it?
Yeah, no, that has never happened before.
No.
I do just happen to carry a spare in case of emergencies.
Yeah. But wait a minute, if that doorknob comes off there, we're all going to be locked in here. Don't you worry, Tommy, the walls are that thin, we'll steam our way out. Right. Damp, innit? Patchy. When was the last time it let rain in? When it rained. In fact, it all looks damp to me.
Oh, well, none of the previous tenants have ever complained.
Who were they? Jack Cousteau and Flipper?
Oh, that's very amusing. I do like a mug, a man with a sense of humour.
What does this door lead to?
The cellar.
Done up next! What do you mean?
Oh, I did warn you about opening that door.
Eh? It's another thing, that cellar's not waterproof.
Oh, yes, it is. Not one drop of water in that cellar can get out.
I'm going to call my brother-in-law. He's good at damp places. I can hear the sea. It is the sink.
Don't worry about it. I'll get that foam plumbed in before you move in.
Nice wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, that is brown oak.
Brown oak? It's rusty metal.
Oh. Yes, well, no, it did belong to the previous tenant.
And by the looks of things, he's left his pyjamas behind him. By the way, what happened to the previous tenant?
He had to leave. He had trouble with his feet.
What were it? Bunions or barnacles? Nice bit of carpet. Oh, it's lovely, Tommy. You must be joking. It's watercress.
Now, if you're not really keen on renting the place, I might be persuaded to sell you the whole house and grounds for, well, say 20,000 quid an acre.
Don't you mean 20 quid a gallon? Cold, isn't it? It's freezing in here, yeah? What did the other tenant used to do for eat?
He used to go and sit in the warmest place in the house.
Where's that?
In the fridge.
Can you keep pets?
As far as I'm concerned, you can keep anything.
Yeah? What sort of pets would you recommend? Ducks, frogs, alligators? Look at this! This place is really damp! I'll tell you what, Tommy. If that hadn't killed it, it might have died of pneumonia. That's right. Go and put it in the fridge, we'll have it later. Okay. Is this a window?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right. This place is damper than I thought. By the way, do them pipes ever get frozen up?
Ah, they did freeze once last winter.
Just once?
Yes, from December to March.
That's better. Check them out. Okay, Tommy. Excuse me, please.
Well, then, are you going to take this place or not?
Take it? Your floorboards, it's growing watercress. Not only that. Your phone squirts water. Your cellar's not waterproof. Eh? See this here? Look at this. And the door comes off the doorknob.
Oh, no, that has never happened before.
And your ceiling lets water in. Your mousetrap catches fish. And there's a windscreen wiper on the inside of the window.
I take it you're not going to take it.
Take it I'm not going to take it? Of course I am. It's perfect for mine and Tommy's new au pair girl. Fetch her in, Tommy. She's marvellous.
Shut that door. And now let us welcome our first contestants. And who have we as our first guests? Ah, yes, Ball. Eric Ball. And, is she coming? Ah, yes, Denise Tatum. Uncle and niece. Which is which?
I'm the niece, Denise.
Niece to see you, niece. I wonder how much they pay Barry Cryer for those ad-libs. Now, it's Eric Ball, is it not? Yes, that's right, Johnny. Seems like a nice boy. 56 years of age, you live in Lewisham, you have a weak mouth, and your hobbies are reading and dressing up as John Harrison. And I see that you're retired. No, I'm not retired. Oh, well, never mind. It all comes to very much the same thing, I believe. And it says here that you were with the police. Was that a career, or were you detained overnight? I was with the Vice Squad, obscene publication. Oh, and I suppose you went around people's attics, looking for porn in a trunk. Wait for laughter and applause to subside, and then continue. Oh, no, I don't think I should have read that. And you believe passionately in discipline, moral values. Yes. I'm sick of people knocking Britain. Nowadays, patriotism is a dirty word.
So's bum, for that matter. Bum's a dirty word, like patriotism, isn't it?
Oh, quite so very astute, Denise. Now, you're 22 years of age. You live in Hornsey Rise with your 8-month-old eunuch.
Eunuch? A man eunuch?
What an incredible name for a eunuch. Now, you work part-time in a furniture suppository, and you describe yourself as a happy housewife who's always smiling and never lets anybody get on top of her, and that's about the size of it. Not size of anything to do... Oh, dear, what am I saying? Well, I think we'd better get on with our game. It's called Messy Eaters, so if you both get into your pennies, rubber knickers, I'll explain the rules of the game. Well, as you can see, there's this huge polythene bag which is full of porridge. And that's why I call the game Goldilocks' Trip. And here's Goldie herself. Thank you, dear. Give us a twirl. Dear girl. Now, be very, very careful. The operative thing is this terrible sharp point. Because if you touch that with it, all the porridge comes down. That is rather droll. But let me explain. You run up the stairs here. You take a scoop of porridge from there. You then go along very carefully along this little red rope. Be very, very careful not to actually touch that polythene. You fill it into the buckets like this. And of course, it's who fills which bucket after the wins. Along again you go. Be very, very careful not to touch that sharp point. Another lovely big scoop of porridge from there. And again, very, very, very careful. This very, very sharp. Along. Fill the bucket again. And so on. And so forth. And that is Goldilocks' Trip game. But be awfully careful as you go, because it's very sharp not to do that, because that's...
Right. I want to face the audience, I think. Don't start showing off already. What? Don't come any nearer then. Dare. Well, I must say I loved your introduction. To who? To me. I never heard such hypocrisy. Does it very well, doesn't he? You're getting better these days, you know. Is there room for improvement? I must answer that. No, I mean, answer that. Lots of your own conscience must tell you that. Listen, it's funny. What a funny show, isn't it? Shut up a minute. Halfway through. Charlton Heston and Sheep. It's a most funny do this, isn't it? Funny do this. Because that man's a fake, you know. Who? Charlton Heston? No, that man was doing impersonations of sheep. They were huge. Oh, shut your face! Shut your bars. We're outside having a glass of brandy there. He's having a bowl of mint. Mint sauce. Funny man. Lots of peculiar things. I'm sweating like a pig already. I don't know why. I've done nothing yet. I'll tell you something. Now listen. Russell, don't be naughty. Listen. Yes, I didn't know you could read. That surprises me. Russell, can I ask you something? Really, seriously, you've had Mr. Heston's been on. He's very articulate, and the sheep. But don't take advantage of me because I'm stupid. He's very clever, that Mr. Heston, isn't he? All those long words and everything. And so don't take advantage of me because I'm stupid. I am stupid. I admit I'm stupid. All right. I'm getting the same money for this show as the sheep. So we're both stupid. Believe me. Yes, you were saying? You were trying to intrude, I feel. Do you mind if I go, shall I go pop off for a drink while you carry on? Well, yes, lots of peculiar... As long as I get your money, that's all I'm doing. Lots of... You're obsessed You are obsessed by money, do you know that? I'm obsessed by not getting any money. Never mind, come on, Russell, you're looking better. Listen, you're looking better these days. You haven't done... No. I tell you why, I saw... No, you are looking better. Because did you notice through the corridors you come through, I'm talking to the studio audience. The signs are out, the signs are up, it says bar, canteen, makeup and surgery. Which have you been to? The bar? May we chronologise about your life? Oh! I've never been so, well, once I was, but never mind. Not since then.
Nick me harmonica.
this equipment is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, like, the thing is, this is all fairly recent for me, because for years I had to use those big BBC cast iron microphones, you know, like big Victory V lozenges. You know? Remember, they used to read the news and you could never see who it was. The thing is, when the BBC got rid of them, you know, they sold a great big job lot to all the working men's clubs in this country. And there's a technique in using them, and no one's ever found it, you know, except the BBC. That's why all working men's clubs mics sound the same.
I'll get your bingo cards now, get your bingo cards. Hot platters on sale, a minute. There's cheese rolls, ham rolls, casseroles, whistles, also.
There's half a ton of gob in here, isn't it? Embarrassing, isn't it? Really? It's not a Roman Catholic mosque. But it's rock groups that have brought on all this stuff, really. I mean, can you imagine if rock groups had to use those great big cast-iron BBC ones? Can you imagine Led Zeppelin, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Cocaine would be out, wouldn't it? They'd all be on anabolic steroids. Music is amazing, isn't it? And is punk rock in or out? Does anybody know that? No, these things come and go so quick, don't they? You know, like, and some people say it's in, some people say it's out. You know, but the thing is, like, I mean, if punk rock's out, people are going to lose fortunes, aren't they? I mean, like a mate of mine is a toy manufacturer, right? And he's got a warehouse full of Cindy dolls that vomit. You want to see his action, man? When you're on a bus, when you're on a bus, when the nutter gets on the bus, does the nutter sit next to you? The nutter always sits next to me. Why is that? Why do I always get the nutter? I'm the same as everyone else. Like it happened the other day. Like I was on the top deck of the bus and minding my own business. Bus stopped, you know, a couple of people get on, starts off. Then you could hear the nutter coming up the stairs. Seen my camel? Nutter. Please, God, don't let the nutter sit next to me. I bought a watchtower, please. Everybody starts stretching out on the seats, don't they? If I'm on the bus, no problem, they'll spot me. Woo! Must have this aura above my head, nutter lover, you know? Is anyone seater? No, oh good! You can hear the visible sighs of relief from everyone else on the bus. And, oh my God, he's got the nutter. I thought I was in for that one, you know? It's a camel job, they're the words. Nutters love showing you things, don't they? I've got an atom bomb here, you know. It's a corned beef tin, you know. Because once you've got the nutter, everybody else can enjoy it then, can't they? What's he got there? He's got a corned beef tin! Have you paid your fare? Yes, here are my tickets. Oh, good. Rip, 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 rip. I love weddings. And they never let you get off either, do they? Excuse me? No. Been 3 days on a bus with a nutter sometimes. It's that loser thing, isn't it? You know, I reckon everyone loses some way, you know, in their life. And, like, you always find out when, like, you know, basically in your early days, how you're going to lose through life. Like, I'm always a mug job. My school days were tortured, all blue goldfish and, you know. Yeah, you know, have you seen the blue goldfish? You know, no. And then well, it's in that bog down, and you go, oh. The first time I ever played rugby, right, true story, and I moved from junior school to senior school, and when I moved, right, I was a football freak, but like the new school played rugby, right, and didn't know anything about it at all, and all the first formers were in the same boat because we'd all played football, like, and the new school it was rugby, and we're getting changed. First sort of about second day they had to get changed for rugby. We were all in the dressing room getting changed, and they're like, and that was an event because you'd never have to change in front of anybody in the juniors, did you? I mean, like you could wear your football shorts over your trousers, couldn't you? Yeah, get your bags in. Oh, not so bad. Right now. And I was getting changed, you know, and a couple of prefects came in and they started wandering around, you know, and they came up to me, you see. They said, you played rugby before, mate? No. Ooh, it's an awful rough sport, you know. Is it? Yeah, blood, guts, gore. You need plenty of protection. Have you brought any protection? No. I mean, you ought to be wearing a box. Have you got a box? No. And they just happened to have one with them, didn't they? Well, they would do, wouldn't they? And they explained it all to me, you know, like, and I walked onto the rugby pitch. First time I'd ever played the game in front of all the first formers, the masters and the prefects. I've got this cricket box on my nose. Perfectly logical to me. Thought it smelt a bit, you know. I thought, hello, I wonder where he's at his nose. Loser thing. I can never break the law either. That's well, I can, obviously. I always get nicked, like, you know, my library book's a day overdue. Next morning there's a ring of police round the house. Come on out, Carrot, we know you're in there. It's a mate of mine, he's a Brummie, Bernard. He's got a great saying. He's an all-time loser. He's got a great saying. He says, like, if I fell in a barrel of bosoms, I'd come out sucking me thumb.